All right, let me. No, I'm good. I don't need to clean on that. Yo, you were so right. Getting that tripod.
All right, guys, we're on live now. Yo, welcome, guys. Sorry for the little hiccup here. I had to remember redo. YouTube has changed so much of their settings that we have to switch up. But today we have a special guest on Make Me Talk. We have Darren in Japan. He's a new YouTuber. So introduce yourself, Darren. Tell the people about you and where they can find it, etc., etc. Boom, bam.
All right, so my name is Darren in Japan, of course, because I am in Japan slightly. From Florida, and you can find me on Instagram.
Sorry, hungry. Guys, just finished work. It's working
That
late.
mid bite. Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Darren in Japan, on Facebook at Darren in Japan, and the website will be back up by next week, darreninjapan.com.
Oh,
Yeah.
you have a website?
Oh, yeah. You boy trademarked and everything.
Oh, all right. All right. Let's see what's going on here.
You know, trying to make a black business out here.
Let's see if I can actually find this stream here. Hold on.
I'm about to I'm about to play it live on my TV too. One
Oh,
second.
look at you.
Wow.
Oh, hi.
It ain't even like that.
Oh, hyping ish. All right, guys, in the comments and stuff. So, oh, hi.
Pigos the Gaijin.
All right,
Wow.
guys. So, I have to be following the comments both ways on both things. Um, so please, guys, please feel free to leave your what do you call it now? Leave your questions here. And Darren recently did a video. I haven't seen it yet, but a video. This is kid right off without even hesitating here, bro.
Which one?
Hi, Tiffany. Who's Tiffany? Tiffany looks familiar. Right. So yeah, Darren, go ahead. Tell them. So Darren basically did a video. Speaking about. Well, I didn't watch it yet, but Darren, tell them about the last video you did that you uploaded. Sorry.
It's not. Is it the one I just told you about the blackface?
Mm-hmm.
And that one has not been uploaded yet, so you guys get a quick preview of what I think of blackface in Japan
Okay.
and how my whole thing is in Japan. I feel like because they're not. I don't want to. I don't even say they're not racist. They're just not. Uh, how do you even say without being like ignorant about it? They're not knowledgeable
Mm-hmm.
about black culture.
Okay. Or the culture that the parts they don't want to be knowledgeable about because they know everything about hip hop and you know they know about the nice things. Then basically more the
Exactly.
fluff, more the
So
fluff.
like they'll tell you, I know about Will Smith. Even my students, man. My student today, I'm wearing a. Not even supposed to. That's the last T-shirt I had. I'm wearing a Snoop Dogg T-shirt, right? And my kids were like, "Oh, that's Snoop Dogg." I'm like, "Oh, you know about Snoop Dogg?" Yeah.
How
Like,
old are these kids?
huh?
Junior high school?
That was junior high. Yeah, junior high school kids.
Junior high and high school. Yeah, they would know.
Yeah, they know. So I was like, I was kind of surprised.
Mm.
But if I were to ask them about, do you know anything about slavery? Do you know anything about what's going on back home? They don't. They don't know that whatsoever.
Mm.
So I ran across a picture on Instagram of this group of young Japanese boys
Mm.
dressed up in blackface as Naomi Osaka.
Mm.
So that picture was shared through, I mean, a couple of the black Facebook pages and everything. So seeing that kind of prompted me to ask myself, are they just being ignorant about it, or is there like an underlying form of racism? So right now, people I've been speaking to have been telling me, oh no, either I have people that's like, oh no, that's blatantly racist, or they're just confused. It's 2018, right?
Mm.
If you want to know something about someone or about somebody's culture, you will know about the culture like
Mm.
that. It's a
Yeah.
Google search.
Mm.
So it's just I just don't like the fact that they're so insensitive about other cultures. But if you were to dress up as a geisha for Halloween and walk down Shibuya, trust me, they'll be hollering. They'll get at you real badly for it. So I don't know. It's just I don't like the fact that there's a double standard of what Japanese people can get away with
Mm-hmm.
and what we can here, and it's just not fair to anybody really. And that's just my point of view.
Okay, why did your face disappear? Okay, um, for me, it's more of a issue with like. Wait, I have so many ideas going through my head right now. I don't know what I want to say. Hmm. All right. So initially, yes, apparently, I've spoken to persons who have said that Japanese people don't generally have the malicious intent that
Mm-hmm.
say the Europeans or Anglo-Saxons or your Caucasians may have, you know, re black people, but Japan also is not. Let's say, let's not make Japan look like they are like the paragon of virtue in regards to ill treatment of a particular race.
Mm.
Remember they had the comfort women with the Korean and stuff. They no Japan was foul, man. Like, and then so Japan also has their demons. Everyone has their past and whatever.
Of
And
course.
so what is really interesting is the persons that always jump are quick to jump and defend Japanese people or quick to jump and defend them, jump and defend other persons this because they feel that because Japanese people traditionally are not really like dealing with issues of race, like in the traditional sense of black and white, but they do
Mm-hmm.
have their own biases and discriminations against persons from other Asian countries, Korea notably, and China.
Of course. Yeah. I mean,
So
how many times have you heard a Japanese person tell you, like, I don't like Chinese because they're too loud? Or, yeah, I mean,
no, kids have told me. I said they don't like Chinese. I said why? I don't know. They literally say I don't know, but I just don't like them, or they have ideas being ingrained in them from a very young age. And what I really dislike in 2018 because of the origin of blackface, people you see, we always must be mindful of the Japanese and their culture and what is sensitive to them and what is rude to them. But when the shoe is on the other foot, they're like, oh, I didn't know. I mean, it was just fun to me. No, right? There needs to be some form of balance. And I'm not saying that everything that has to do with race has to do with race.
right.
But if you know historically the reason what blackface was done to ridicule and basically make a parody of the black life.
Yep.
And we were seen as spectacles and circus and less than human beings. Now you fast forward to 2018 and they're still doing blackface. Some black persons
Exactly.
don't care because they're like, whatever, fine. But it still hurts some people because they know what exactly the root is coming from. So it'll be like, let's say, like a Korean, like let's say a Korean comes to Japan, Korean female comes to Japan, and Japanese men start to like approach her very aggressively. She can be triggered because if she's in tune in her history, she'll be like, yo, back in the day, they used to do this to Korean women. So maybe it's coming and repeat history repeating itself. But when I joke, it's really tacky to me because you don't need to look like the skin color of somebody to play them as a character or an anime. Fine, you want to do cosplay of an in like a what do you call it now? Like a character that has blue skin. No one is around walking around in blue
And
skin.
blue
So fine,
skin,
you can do
of
that shit.
course.
You can do Piccolo because he's not real. Fine. But you don't need to say, oh, I want to be like Beyonce and paint the face in darker skin, darker makeup, and long hair to be Beyonce. You can wear the clothes that look like Beyonce. You can dance like Beyonce. You can just use her mannerisms, and you'll be fine. People will understand that is Beyonce. So I don't know why
Exactly.
you need to put on that sort of thing and go on like that. But I mean, to each his own.
One comment I got is actually it actually pissed me off because it's actually a good friend of mine was saying how this was done in representation and admiration of Naomi. But
Oh,
I'm like, okay. And then he went further and said that Naomi is lighter than his current girlfriend, right?
boy.
So yeah, I understand that your girlfriend's Japanese, she's a little bit dark skinned, but this doesn't really apply to her. I'm talking about pure. I don't want to call them pale because if I call them pale, they want to kick me out of the country.
Mm,
But pure, white, pale Japanese boys
mm,
going full dark skin, like darker than me, a
mm.
little bit darker than me. So it's like is I understand that there's an admiration part to it, but it's also the level of sensitivity that has to be placed into that situation.
Right.
Yeah, probably won't, I can't see the comments. So probably somebody's gonna say, "Hey, um, those are 18, 20-year-old boys, so you can't really hold them to accountability." But back home, or even wherever I go, wherever I lived in 4 or 5 different countries. Being black at a young age, I was always held accountable
Plus,
for my
right,
actions.
right. Especially Caribbean families, boy, you could they don't care how young you are. There are certain things that you're going to know and learn and know that you can't do certain things, and that will carry through with you the rest of your life. And you're like,
Yes.
hey, whoa,
There's some things I want to do since I'm here away from my parents, and you have that nagging voice in the back of your head, like,
mm,
you about to do that? All right, be careful. Let me find out. Like that type of thing. So that accountability that we have. Sorry, I'm trying to clean up my area so I can write some notes and stuff. Um, that accountability that we have in general, I feel like it's not fair to look at it for other people. I mean, to expect it from other people, but it is fair to expect it from other people.
mm-hmm,
Um, just because that's just the way to live. But if someone comes into your home and starts trashing things around, and when you tell them about it, oh, I can't do anything about that because that's how I am. Don't you feel offended?
right,
Right? So if the shoe's on the other foot, what would you do? You restrict yourself and behave in that person's country and respect that person's culture because
mm,
they're and vice versa. But I feel like a lot of that, a lot of the blackface stuff, and the other things that they admire about black people is low key disrespectful. Doing my research on the blackface, I came across the style called B style.
mm.
I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Alrighty. Greetings, Damian Payne. Big up Devin and Tiffany Burton in the comments. Go ahead, continue.
So are you familiar with B style? I don't know if you
B
heard about.
style? Not really.
The B style is it's like an offset of the Congoro girls.
Mm-hmm.
You know those girls that like to have very dark tan skin,
Oh God. Yeah.
right? So you have those, and then B style is the girls that have the very dark tan skin
Mm-hmm.
and apply black mannerisms to their behavior in general because they idolize black people.
Mm-hmm.
I I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like it's almost like because we're so foreign here, we
Mm-hmm.
become zoo animals that you just want to copy and just mimic. You know, when I tell my friends that probably less than 5% of all foreigners in Japan are of color, they don't understand. So to them, because we have people like you and I on YouTube, and a couple of people, but I know the French people, not so much the other black YouTubers, um, that are here. They think that's such a big community when it's actually very small,
Mm-hmm.
and that aspect and that how do you explain that? I'm losing my words. That aspect and that representation that we have
Mm-hmm.
is so minor here that anything that we do will offend the general population, but
Mm-hmm.
anything that we do to that offends us doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's kind of being black in Japan is fun in that aspect because it's a new territory for us, kind of. But it's also very frustrating in the sense that it's hard for us to get understood here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting, interesting. Nice there. That's a nice insight from Darren there, guys. Please remember to head over to his channel, subscribe to him, leave a comment on the video using hashtag PDG so you know I sent you. So at
It's from the
least
fam.
you can have some,
Yep.
you can have some tangible evidence that I contributed to his meteoric rise. Start. um, yeah.
Yeah, trust me, you're
So
about to get all the love I get. Trust me, trust me. I have
right.
some stuff. I have some stuff planned for you too.
No, it's all good, man. I mean, I was once a smaller YouTuber than I am now. So I mean, I would never ever like if someone even says, "Hey, could be 10 subscribers. Yo, Dre, even when I get to 50,000 or 100,000, because I'm going to get there in short order. Just need to crack this damn algorithm. Anyway,
Yo, I'll send you all my research. 'Cause I've done a lot of research on this thing.
and so when I do that, I will never even turn my back on anybody who's reached out to me and, is respectful. I mean, and he's not only looking to you, because the thing is, everybody knows when you want to hang out with a YouTuber, you want to collaborate eventually, but it shouldn't be the focus. Like what I mean is, if you have similar interests or similar backgrounds, naturally it will happen, or it will happen organically, right?
It'll fall in. Yep.
People, what I did initially was like I was always trying to meet up with people, say let's meet up, when actually I probably didn't really have an interest in them, like at one point. But as I grew older and listened to the bigger YouTubers speak, I realized that yeah, people know that you want to hang out because you want to get something, but at least there must be some genuine connection. You know what I mean? But I always help out the younger YouTubers, black YouTubers, because I was there once. I will never forget that. And my first video, trying to get it out, I getting people to see it, and then things not happening the way it's supposed to, because I was on the BBC documentary, not BBC. I was on in the Rachel and June documentary, Black in Japan, which blew up and went viral. I did not get much blowback from that video. I didn't grow that much from that video. No.
That's crazy.
I was like, okay, let me see the thousands of people gonna come through. I was
Nothing.
like, nothing. Trickle, trickle, trickle. Other persons blew up off it. I guess people just don't like me that much. I'm not that cute. I don't know what it is. Probably they can't see it. My handsomeness, my beauty is too deep. It's not like right here on surface level. You have to get it.
We're both big dudes, man. They don't understand that all our beauty is right here.
Yeah, but so it's whatever. But I mean, I will never be upset about anything and opportunities that I've gotten.
The one thing I'll tell you what, the one thing that has been humbling me doing this YouTube thing is seeing what people really think of you when you post a video. The reason I have a personal Instagram page that has 2,000 to 3,000 followers. So why am I not using that one, right? When I posted my first video and I posted on my personal page, all I've heard was backlash from these people that are supposed to be friends. Oh, you think you're cool, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I'm here in a different country and I am learning every single day something different and I want to share it. If you yourself don't want to be part of that or don't want nothing to do with it, I'm sorry, but you don't have to be so rude about it, And the fact that I like being creative, I like doing the research and talking, I would think that people back home that I called friends would kind of just follow suit. No, none of them, like very few of them have. I'm not gonna say none. Very few of them have. My first 10 subscribers are all personal people I can call. So it's really humbling to see that having an opinion or experiencing something different, people will look at you and
sideways, basically.
Sideways, yeah. And it's humbling that you just have to get through the negativity and just keep going and doing what you like. And I think that's one of the most powerful things about this platform. You grow so much. Like, yeah, you only have 5 videos, but in those 5 videos, you don't know how many hours I spent rehearsing or even trying to see if this was good enough for me to post. So that's probably what I love the most about YouTube. I don't know about you. I don't know why you started YouTube. Why did you start YouTube?
I was told to because they thought that was funny. Like legit, there's this guy, my friend. I was seeing him here. He was the same company as us. We work for the same company, if you guys don't know. But he was a YouTuber before, and he was in Japan maybe 2 months before. But he was friends with Rachel and June and Charlotte and all those people, so he pretty much got a little decent start from them. And he's a good-looking fellow, white guy, mixed Irish and American, whatever. He said, "Oh my God, Dre, you're funny. You should start a YouTube channel." I'm like, "What? Why would I do that?" Like,
you say it just like that?
YouTube? What? No, Dre, you would get so much views, so much views. I'm like, all right, let's try it out. And I went out. He got me my first 50 subscribers in like one video. Then I got like 100 from Victor at one point. Then he grew to 200. Then I got another 50 from there. And then Rachel, my first day of Rachel Engine, I got like 200 subscribers. I was like, okay, if this is what life is like, I should be at 10,000 by the end of the year. But that's not how it works.
It takes a while. It takes a
And that
while.
takes a while. Just that I wasn't as likable to so like YouTubers who meet me and talk and hang with me say they really like me, and sometimes I wonder why I haven't blown up.
Mm.
I don't know. And I mean everything in its time. You know what I mean? I just don't want to talk about vagina and penis. I guess to make it.
That like I think the most requested video I'm getting in my DMs right now is dating in Japan.
Mm.
I'm like, yeah, it'd be dope to date in Japan if I was interested in Japanese people.
Big up Dark in Night, J Vlog, boom.
Ah, man, I can't see the
J Vlogs, I
comments.
can help. Help what, J? What you help me with? Oh, we'll talk.
Help me.
All right, not you. Go
Okay.
ahead. No, but I'm reading the comments while this is happening.
Oh, I can't read them. I can't see them.
You have to actually hit the video. You have to go back and hit the link to the video and mute it. But I mean, I don't know if your Wi-Fi situation is okay, guys.
Uh,
Remember to hit the like button. There are 10 of you in here. Usually they're about 20, 25, 21 ish. But hit the like button, share the links with people if you want to come and see the video. I mean, hit that like button, get those likes up.
I mean, is there something that they want to know? Like any question for me or
Also,
for
if you have any questions for Darren or myself, please leave them in the comments so that we can answer and ask and whatever. Hey, also Darren. So Darren wants to talk about also something called code switching.
code switching? Ah, okay.
I didn't know what it was. Like not when you told me. Initially, when I heard first heard about it, I'm like, wait, what code switching? What the hell is that? Then because you basically have been doing that all your life as a black person, it's like something that you have to do naturally anyway. And then when you come to Japan, it's like a whole different level of coding you have to like get, especially when you're a bit more outgoing and loud like me. You have to learn that certain things are not really, acceptable here in Japan, or not really are frowned upon because it's not something that is done or whatever. So it is very important. I guess we give it a name, but it's just something you naturally do
You
to
do it. I
adapt
mean,
to your environment.
everyone does it. I mean, it's something that we attribute to black people because of our situations,
Right.
but everyone does it. White
Just
people do
like
it all the time.
did you see what's the movie called again?
The hate
Did
you
you
give.
see Sorry to Disturb You? Sorry to bother
Um,
you?
I haven't seen it yet, but
Bro,
the movie
that
that
is code switch God. He's like, oh, okay, sir. You know what? This is my white boy saying, you know what, buddy? I left the supermarket like 10 minutes ago and I didn't get my vegan non-vitamin oranges. So I had to go to the gas station and pick up this trash Tropicana from concentrate. You know what I mean, bud? But anyways, bud, what I wanted to ask you to do is invest. So I was like, whoa. But
there's
it was like a parody because it is exaggerating the white voice that black people in America have to use on the phone, on the applications and interviews to seem acceptable and to seem
acceptable.
intelligent. And even in Jamaica, we have our dialect. It's not really recognized, but it's called patois. Patois, the wagwan riri. Persons who speak that generally people view them as not being intelligent, and intelligence is not necessarily being able to speak. Let's say
Properly.
speak English, but able to communicate effectively,
Hmm.
right? And being able to articulate the points. So, I mean, if you can do it in the patois or the dialect and somebody else understands, you're intelligent. But, the word, oh, you have to be use big words and elocute properly. And sometimes if you have a little British accent somewhere dropped in there, you got, right?
It
You know,
sounds better.
because everything sounds better with a British accent. Yes, that was trash. I don't know. Sorry.
No, but the reason I was talking about code switching is a movie in America that just came out. It's called The Hate You Give,
Mhm.
and it's about a girl who she lives in a black neighborhood.
Sorry.
Huh?
I'm just reading the comments, sir. Hey, buddy, co-switching is also between languages or mixing the two. Yeah, Dela, thanks. Right. Between Japanese and all that.
Japanese Nihongo Shoto.
Yeah. Or you speak French, right?
I speak French, Creole, and Spanish.
Damn. This boy got. Oh, he's like, hey, papi, you're looking real good, there, papi.
C'est
Oh,
ça también. But moi parle créole ton con bon genre haïtien et je parle français aussi.
Oh, nigga is smooth with it. He's from Haiti, guys. What you check it? Je suis un garçon. C'est, on va dire vas-y, mon. See? My friend, we spoke about this person.
Right, right.
She said my French accent was trash, but in actuality, she said it was pretty good. She was just effing with me. So I said, I would like to say, les femmes, how do you say, des femmes,
Les
et
femmes?
toi, on de toi, is this a disgrace? Like, I would say that. She's like, oh, you stop, you sound like trash, stop it, you're making me sick. I'm like, really?
I'm about to get so much hate. I hate like Haitians that speak French. They speak it a certain way,
Right.
and I hate it.
You so
And
because you guys are like the greatest rebels in the world, and remember, you guys are number one. To sont love toi. Quel est-il?
1804.
Right. So
I
but there are different ways to speak French because that you have the continental sound, like from France itself. Then you have the Canadian French.
mm,
I have in Quebec, and then you have like the African continent French or the colonized French, which would have the little pigeon stuff going on. So I mean, the accents are interesting, but I realize that like Africans are like super smart, because each African country,
yo,
those homies are speaking multiple languages.
at least
At
four,
least
at
at
least
least
four.
maybe three. I would say French, a local Creole, English, maybe all right, four, yeah, probably four. Right.
Like,
So
do you know Trevor Noah? I'm sorry. You know Trevor Noah?
yeah.
This man speaks 8 languages that
The
I've never heard in my
Afrikaans,
life.
yeah,
He's like Afrikaans, Swahili, and then the dialects of his people, depending on which village. Like, I'm like, yo, that is insane.
right.
And you
He's a
tell me,
polyglot naturally, and so he can communicate with more people than me.
and you tell me because it's not a language that you understand that he's ignorant. No, that is beautiful. Like, this man's brain processes information faster than you can.
Exactly.
Like,
Yes, me. Okay, hold it. English is not my first language. 1 second. Okay, so you want to go there, and then you go this, and I'm like, wait, hold on, whoa. And then you have people that can speak Japanese, French, English, and their native tongue, like African or whatever, not African, like Swahili or Zulu or the click, the language of the clicks. I can't remember what it's really called.
that's is that that's not Swahili. I forgot. I know what you're talking about, but I forgot the
And
name.
then like they say, and so certain word consonants have the click. So it's probably Swahili, something to do with Swahili, because that's it. Yeah. But the point is that we were taught to be ashamed of these things, bro. Like people growing up in America were taught to be were ashamed into whatever their African heritage or their from the African continent, the country. Guys, we both know Africa is a continent and other countries. So please don't bother with the nonsense. No trolls today. What we're saying is from that region, we were almost shamed to like be ashamed of our names. It was different from if it wasn't Darren or Andre, European colonizer name. If your name was like Bakere Batembe and Bebe, but people were told, oh my god, you African, so that ain't cool. And Evelyn, I don't know if you know Evelyn from the internets.
Yeah,
She right? She said now because Wakanda came out. So because Wakanda came out, everyone wants to have African name. T'Challa. Oh, T'Challa. So I
no,
mean,
you
it's
know what? I The hype behind Black Panther, I loved it because it was black representation. And
but
on the back end,
mhm.
I hated it because you had so many fake people like, oh yes, Africa. I'm like, no, man. What do you know about Africa? Name me 2 countries.
Zaire,
Uh,
Ghana.
that's it. Like, even myself, like, I'm ashamed that I don't know that much about Africa. I want to go to all these countries when I'm a little bit older and study and sit there and just learn more and more about the culture.
Mm.
Man, like, Africa is full of resources. We cry that, they took the land, they took all the riches, but the real riches of Africa is in the culture of the people.
Mm.
Man,
Right?
have you ever had mafe?
No.
That's like the best food in the world.
Mafe?
Mafe.
Okay. Not sure what it is. Oh, guys, please click the like button, man. Y'all in here taking up space. there's 615 of you guys, and there's 6 likes. I don't know what we have done to you. We need more likes. Because I think I have a story to share. And probably Darren might have a story too. And please put the questions in there, guys. Okay, put the questions in so we can talk and answer y'all questions.
Oh,
Right?
so I heard from the grapevine we have the same barber, right?
Oh, oh, that's why you went to Shibuya.
Yeah, I did. That's why I went to Shibuya and I got.
Was it on Sunday? When did you go?
I went 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago,
Weren't you there last weekend?
I was there last weekend, but I couldn't go.
But
I got.
weren't you there last weekend? Like, weren't you in Shibuya on Saturday or Sunday?
I was in Shibuya on Saturday for Halloween.
Oh, Saturday. I wasn't. I passed through on Sunday.
If I had known, I didn't leave. I left Tokyo yesterday.
Yeah, I would see. The thing is, like, I didn't plan to go because I had some. Had a project I was working on with somebody.
Mm.
I was supposed to actually finish dealing with sorting. Well, actually start and finish this weekend as well. So I was a buzz and I went to Shibuya and I took them to the famous gas panic. Yeah, that was the mistake. It was crowded as hell.
You
But
went to Gas Panic.
yeah, why would he not go? But somebody for the first time, you want to take them to gas panic. It was
Yeah,
full of men
is
though.
there somebody there?
No, no, but I was looking outside to see if anybody was my neighbor when they hit the door or something. Maybe I don't know.
Oh no, I don't have any neighbors, or they're scared of me. My one neighbor, she literally opened her door, and I was walking to throw some trash. She looked at me and
But that
shut the door
the
close
swiftness.
with the switch. I was like, I didn't even have time to turn around and say Ohio or nothing. All I heard was click, boom. I was like, damn, bro, like I'm not that scary.
Mm. Oh, sweet, dear Ned. So this guy learns about 50 languages by studying in America, while studying in
Who?
America, including Mandarin, Cantonese, Korean. Well, he has a lot of time because that's you have to. I mean, to be able to speak them, you have to be like, unless it's like photography or whatever. Hey, Zaya, the rebel, Alexis Belt, welcome.
Hold on, hold on. He speaks 50 languages and learned all of them. He learned all of them in America.
And by not traveling, hasn't traveled to any of those countries. That homie, probably he has. He's a high functioning autistic person. Because when they zone in, bro, they zone in.
They're zoned in.
Mm.
Man, that's a blessing. I wish I know four now and then learn Japanese, but my life goal is 10. Why? I don't know.
Man, all right. So, Darren, can you give me a story that well, you gave me one briefly a while ago. Do you have any train stories like of people doing it on the train or what?
My first day going to work, I was going from Mito to Tokai.
Mm.
And I'm sitting there drinking. I drink big size water bottles because, they're cheaper.
Yeah,
I'm not going to pay 121.
You get more value for the money. Actually, cheaper would be. Yeah.
It's in my area, the small bottles are 121. This is 91 cents.
Oh, okay. Well. Mm,
So, and this kid just saw me drinking water like for the longest. And he just kept staring at me, staring at me, staring at me. He
mm,
waits till I put on my headphones, weighs me down.
mm.
Okay. So, hey, you speak English? Yeah. Oh, well, I'm learning English and I want to be your friend. Can I be your friend? Blah, blah,
Wow,
blah.
that
I'm
that's
like,
that's pretty nice actually. Go
that's
ahead.
pretty nice, right? That's pretty nice.
Mm.
No problem. I give him my line. Within 45 minutes, I get 1,000 messages, bunch of questions. Where you from? How you doing? Did you eat? Do you want to go? I'm like, yo, slow down. Let's let's take it back.
A natural conversation, please.
Let's have an actual conversation.
Mm.
And with the swiftness, I had to block him. I had to, because dude was like very overbearing.
How old was he?
Probably 20. If I'm 25, he's probably 24, 24, 26.
Oh, nigga trying to get it in. I know if.
He was really trying to learn. He was really trying to learn English, like for
Mm,
free. But yeah, that's one. And the only other thing that's been happening to me here is I don't know if it's they're in your area. There's a Buddhist temple in my area,
mm-hmm.
and whenever you're a foreigner, you exit the train station, they will stop you. and ask you if have you heard about Mount Fuji? Have you been to Mount Fuji? Do you want to go to Mount Fuji? And tell you this whole thing about Buddha and this they start reciting you a mantra.
Mm-hmm.
These people are worse than Jehovah's Witnesses. I
Mm.
don't want to offend nobody. And they're worse than Mormons. They had this little old lady stalk me, come to my house, knocked at my door every Sunday for 3 weeks to get me to come out to their thing.
Hmm. Woo.
So Japan is on a different level for stalkers and stalkerism, and
Mm.
being the only black person in the area, it was pretty easy to find out where I live.
Yeah, that
Like,
would suck ass. That would suck.
bro, like I like my area. I like Ibaraki, but being the only black person in that area sometimes is kind of sketchy and scary. I was walk I
Mm.
was walking. Sorry, my fault. I was walking from 7-Eleven, and I guess I scared a couple because I was wearing my heavy hoodie. It was cold,
Mm.
and the lady turned around. She was startled. The man calmly pointed, and I know he said, "Don't worry, he lives right there."
Wow. Wow. These snitches, bro, they don't even give you. Oh my god.
I
Oh
was like,
boy.
"Okay." I was shocked. I was real shocked.
Yikes. Yikes. My nigga's like, yo, I live right there. All right, so today actually, so I asked about the train. I came on the train, minding my own business, headphones on and crap. Sat down in front of this dude. The dude looks up from his phone and looks at me. I'm like, okay. I look back down. I look up. He gets up. Oh, he's coming off. Someone said, Andre, let's look, let's follow this guy. So I sat down and watched him. Homie walked past all the other seats in the same train, went into another car, and stood up. So I'm like, nah,
It can't be.
nah. It must have been that he was disgusted by the Crocs on my feet. Because
Who do you wear Crocs?
yeah, I wear Crocs though. But Crocs are the most amazing shoes in the world. Comfortable, functional. I need comfort too. Nurses alone don't need it. I need comfort as well. Bro, all I used to wear in the winter, my Crocs and my socks, and I was warm.
No, bro, you tripping? I was
Get
wearing a
that.
Tim's today, and
Dead
it's
ass.
slightly cold.
Crocs and a socks, not even a thick socks. Crocs socks. I have my long johns or whatever underneath, and I
Mm.
was good to gizzle, man. My Hummer. So things like that make me wonder, and then I don't even care because I have more space on the train. But the fact is, anything could have been wrong, Darren. He could have just wanted to stretch his legs for a long ride, but to go all the way to the other car. And then it was just funny, he came off the same stop as me when I came off the train, Darren. And when he came out and he stopped, he stood up, and when I was walking past, I could feel his eyes watching me. I'm like, yeah, you definitely didn't like my Crocs. Definitely didn't like the Crocs.
Yo, one benefit about being a foreigner here is the gaijin seat. I love it. I never complain. I have extra seat, left, right. My back can sit down, doesn't have to hit the floor. I love it.
Mm.
The only time I hate it, I feel bad like when I have an old lady just standing up, and because she's too afraid to sit next to me, I just give them the seat. But I love that shit.
Mm.
On the ride from Mito to Tokyo,
Mm.
I had three. You know, like you have the bar, and
Mm.
you have the three seats.
Yeah.
I had all three seats to myself. I was
Nice.
so excited.
Mm. What they were saying, I must put my face. Sorry, guys, you missed all the action of me. My
What is
face.
that? You just got hit.
I said I must use my face. Like when I'm talking, I must click it on it so I can keep my face. Sorry, guys. So basically, this homie was looking at me sideways, and I'm like, bro, I'm not the one though. Because if you tell me something I can answer in Japanese, I'm probably embarrass you. Because like some days I don't mess around, bro. Like especially when let me tell you, it's when you have a bad like before lessons, see, after lessons, my tolerance is at -1 million, bro. Some lessons when I have a bad day, I just want somebody to say something to me in Japanese or look at me slightly wrong, and I just go, I say, oh, what, Nani? Doshita? Hajimete? Hajimete no? Gaikakujin. Hmm? Doshita? Hmm.
No, I think think today was probably one of my roughest days with my students, and that's because I was so nice with them my first month when I first had them. That
Mm.
now I'm in my second month, I'm applying everything that I learned. They could
Mm.
not handle it. Oh my god.
There's some. There's a bump. Me never want. Me never bother cuss. Me never cuss. You know, 'cause you're going to cuss today.
I
What?
knew
Tell
it.
me. Give me your best story. What's your story? Give me a story there.
Another one. Oh,
Teaching story. Teaching story. Like, what was your most? What was your weirdest experience with a child?
oh, I had a girl
Hmm.
come to class, not talk, and just stare at me the whole time, dead in my eyes, not say anything.
Wait, what?
The, she did not. She just came into class, sat down, and just did this
Mm.
the whole time. I'm thinking she's shy. I'm thinking, no. So I found out from my JT,
Hmm.
she likes black people.
Oh.
And it was the first time she saw a black man in real life. So she was just staring there, just staring, amazed. So I had her 2 weeks ago, right before the little break we had, and same thing. She still didn't want to talk. She just staring, fixated. That was the weirdest thing. Or I don't know if you have one of those students that carry dolls with them, and
Hmm.
they act like the dolls is them, and instead of them answering the question, they have the doll answer you.
Oh hell no.
Oh, you never had that?
Mhm.
Oh, that is freaky,
It has to.
freaky.
A question
Oh,
for you, Darren, from the crowd. They're asking, um, what is Tiffany Burden asks, how long has have you been in Japan, and what can make you guys have a bad teaching days?
how long have I been in Japan? I've been in Japan since August, so it's been 3 months. August, 3 months.
Mhm. And what can
Um,
make you have a bad teaching day?
what can make me have? It's very few things, honestly. Like, with our company, for you to have a bad day, it's really that you really had a bad day, right?
Mhm.
Uh, it's very few things that'll throw my bad day off. Probably if I have a team teach with somebody I don't appreciate, and they just criticize every single thing I do without even explaining, that'll give me a very bad day.
Mm.
Or when, oh my god, the manuals that we have confusing instructions, and you try to make it a little bit better for the kids,
Mm.
and you end up confusing yourself with the lesson. You're like, okay, I don't even speak English anymore, and it's just, I think that's only two things. That's the only two things that'll make me have a bad day. Other
Mm.
than that, the kids I've had so far, like they've made my day a little bit better. I mean, it's the first time I work with kids, so they've made my days, like, a little bit more enjoyable. And I love it when at the end of the lesson, I think they didn't understand anything, and they pick up on everything, on every single thing that you taught them. So there's.
Must be nice.
What about you? Like, what gives you a bad day?
All right. So they teach you sometimes. I think doing the same job for a long time can actually be a very bad thing
Mm-hmm.
because you know because bad things.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm usually very frank. Why am I being so reserved? Oh, I haven't had another drink. Wait, guys, 1 second.
This man drinking strongs. Yo, send me one.
Oh, how do I do that? Is that
I don't know.
my iPhone
Figure out.
magic?
Invert invent teleportation.
If I invent teleportation, I'll have to stop working, bro. Because I'll be getting paid.
Oh man. Man, I'll be in Jamaica. I'll be in Haiti. I'll be in Florida
Bro, I would
everywhere.
go back home now, eat some food, sleep, and just come back just in time before come back 2 hours before work or something. Anyway, okay,
Oh, talking about work. I
all
gotta
right.
put my classes.
Talking about bad days. Now,
Bad day.
many things can contribute to bad days. If you're, let's say, you have a fight with your friend or somebody that you're dating or something, the things like that, anything can bad. but you try not to let it affect you. Some bad news from home or some things like that. But in terms of what's happening in Japan, what I can control, like if I'm not fully prepared, like if I don't
Mm-hmm.
get the lesson an hour before, especially if it's a new term, it can lead to bad day. But because no, like initially, no, I basically have taught this thing at least 3 times,
Mm-hmm.
at least for 3 years. So and material hasn't really changed. So there's some things that I just know. Okay, I can open it. No, I don't use a manual. I open the textbook. Okay, this is what we need to do. Boom. This is that.
Yep.
The communication sheet. Okay, this is that. All right, you know what? Screw this. Not gonna write anything. I'm gonna talk. And boom, 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 and do it. And listen, when because the kids don't know any better, and this is when you this Darren, you're young. So after 6 months, 7 months, your first year in, you realize that a lot of things you don't have to actually follow the actual manual. What is important is the objective for the lesson. So
Right.
for
That's what
instance,
they told me that. Yeah. Yeah.
lesson for instance, if the lesson says the kids must be able to repeat, I like oranges or I like apples. You don't give a crap how you do it. Once you're achieving the objective, so if they say the game is to play Karuta and touch, I like orange. Say no, they don't. They're not gonna do that. Karuta is crash because there are too many kids, and if someone hits that, blah, blah, blah. So you can do something like this. Let's do get two sets of picture cards instead.
Mm-hmm.
Have divide them into two groups, and let them ask the question, what fruit do you like? And I say, I like oranges. And then they have to jump, 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 run and touch oranges. So what you're doing, after teaching them the expression, the game is to ingrain it in their memory. And they won't even realize they're playing a game. They won't realize they're studying English because of the excitement of the game. So that is why at the end of it, they're able to recall. So you ask them, what food do you like? Oh, I like orange. They're like, yeah, good job. And so what I found is that I was very unorthodox from the jump. Right? My PS noticed when my first evaluation, you're due one in the next 3 months. So look out for evaluation.
I know. I know. I'm doing sooner than that because I didn't get my. I didn't. I was supposed to do one before that, but it didn't happen.
No, you have the team teach and then you have the evaluation after. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
up there. But the thing is, you you have to put you into your lessons, bro. And that's what makes lesson fun for the kids. Because when you believe in what you're doing and not what the company has told you to do, who's watching me right now? Right? You know what I mean?
This check.
And
This check was on the live.
right. So I mean, trust me, bro. Once the kids are having fun, and once and the parents have seen your lessons already, and they know you don't, you take care of the kids, you're pretty much good to go, bro. You know what I mean?
I
So
mean, the parents. The parents love it. I mean, if they're always like, "Oh, you need to be more Genki." The parents come to me and ask me questions. The parents ask me, "Yo, was my kid behaving today?" Like I have two parents that speak good English, and they know that their son is hard to
hey, Kaban.
deal with. Huh?
No, I was responding to a comment. Hey, Kaban, make up yourself. Tiffany wants to come to Japan. She says she has been teaching Japanese online for 3 years. Really? Well, that's interesting. Hmm.
But you don't live in Japan.
No, I don't think she lives in Japan. I, I don't know. Tiffany, you have to. She said you are to inbox her, Darren. Oh, sorry. All right, Tiff. All right, Tiff.
I will message you. Just add me on Instagram, Darren in Japan, or
Hit him up
Facebook.
on Instagram. Hit up Darren because I don't want to get in no trouble. You understand? 'Cause not about that life. I already have to have a phone call to make after this anyway. So
This man, I mean, I don't think I think somebody one of the girls I met here asked me to start dating her. I was like, I can't do that.
what?
She's I'm bro. I just got here
A girl asked you what?
to like date to first to be kind of together.
Wait, what type of girl?
Oh, black girl, black girl.
Really?
No, nothing serious.
We're
Nothing
gonna have to
serious.
talk off the air because
Yeah,
it's
we'll talk. We'll talk. We'll talk.
a black girl. Where's she from?
She is American.
Well, American girls are in it.
But no, so I'm like, I can't. I'm here. I've only been here 3 months. I
Did you
don't
actually,
want.
yeah, you hung out with her and stuff before?
Yeah, yeah, we talked, we hung out, had a couple drinks and stuff. But nothing past that.
Mm.
Nothing past that.
Because
Um,
you didn't allow it to happen. Very good, sir. You're a good person.
I, I know if it happened, I'd have to have a serious talk with my inner self and evaluate everything. You know,
You can't be that bad. Because
I'm an
what
angel.
no, what you're saying,
Uh,
when you say that to me, I know what you're saying, you know. So that means because usually when you have to think about things like that, there you know, there's something that you know, right? It could be a butterface, you know. So I don't know. Um,
I don't. She's beautiful. It's just a question of I don't want none of that drama, none of that issue. I left drama back home. Like I don't want none of that.
ooh.
I'm
You
here
know, so
to.
you're saying that black girls are drama, Dorian?
Oh, don't put words in my mouth now.
No, what I'm asking you is pretty simple. It's a pretty simple thing. Actually, in the video, now, I'm, I have some stuff lined up. People gonna get some smoke, and they're gonna hate me or not, or not.
No, okay. So
Black women versus Japanese women.
black women are not drama.
Of course not. I love black women. Black women are the cradle of civilization. That's the word, cradle. Yes.
Kratos, yes, the mother of all. Um, but relationships can get complicated, especially when you only know a person for a short amount of time. I do not want to date you like that until we have established a clear friendship and have understand the type of person you are.
Hmm. Okay.
It's, I mean, I think isn't that the basic part of dating? Like you have to be friends with a person first. Like you can't
I don't
just be
know
like,
about all that, bro. But I guess you must know because you got everything online.
no, I just been like I've been in fuck up situations too many times, and
Ah, well, I mean, sorry. What I mean is, um, let me tell you something. I'm a young man. You see, I'm a bit older than you, you see. Let me tell you, young man. You see,
which
sometimes
one?
in life, um, I understand because your experiences really shape how you treat things, and sometimes it's not even the person who comes along fault. It's just what has happened before has caused you to be very like your eyes are like this.
Mm-hmm.
So every little movement you catch it and you say, "Wait, hold on, this don't look right," and it could be very innocuous. You know, it could be just something that doesn't mean anything, but because of what has happened to you, you're like,
I'll be let me be on my high horses. Like let me be on my my best guards.
"Mhm."
And you know what I hate the most when you yourself are working on yourself and you're getting better. That's when people are like, "Yo, like you're so uptight, you're so this, you're so that." No, it's just that I know what I want for myself from now on, and I'm sorry if you don't fit the mold.
Mm. Ooh, want me dropping this knowledge on them peeps?
Man, that's one of my favorite topics to talk about. Actually, is relationship and relationship advice. Shit, I if you had talked to me last year around this time, I'd have been a complete mess, bro. Like I was in love with a girl. When I say in love with, I started a business with her so that I knew that she'll be set if we ever get like got together, like more seriously, right? Type of thing. That's
Mm-hmm.
how in love I was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and now looking back at my situation of what I've done, that was fucking foolish out of me. That was the dumbest thing I could ever do. So
Hmm.
now, like, whenever I meet
What
somebody,
type of business was it, by the way?
I used to run a nonprofit called For the Culture.
Mm-hmm.
I actually ended up giving that company away to a friend before I moved here. And so For the Culture was focused on promoting and preserving and curating Caribbean Caribbean culture.
Mm-hmm.
I had a sense of nonprofit, meaning that any event that we had or we wanted to held or to hold, pardon, proper English here,
Mm-hmm.
to hold Queen's English, might I say, wanted to hold. It's a joke. It's a complete joke.
I got you. I was like, mm-hmm.
I'm laughing like a fucking dork. But yeah, so the whole goal is to promote Caribbean culture,
Mm-hmm.
and with profit that we made is was to be able to collect school supplies and send to Haiti, Jamaica, and other countries in the
Nice.
Caribbean. And further on along the line, I wanted to give to students a full scholarship. So students that come here, come to the U.S. with no parents' help, no
Mm,
nothing. I want to be able to give them a full scholarship.
mm,
Long story short, having set up business with that person, when we broke up, I had no will to do it. I had, no, like I gained most of my weight from that breakup. I didn't want to do anything. So for
mm,
the past year before I came to Japan, bro, like I was a vegetable. I
mm,
was stuck within myself, and
mm,
that's the worst feeling in the world. That's why I tell women now that I meet, I can't call them girls anymore because I'm a little bit older than what I used to be.
mm,
Um, that's why I tell a lot of women that when I meet them, I'm not able to be fully invested in you until I see a return of investment. Don't take it the wrong way. If I text you every single day and I'm like, yo, I like you, it's me being honest. I honestly like you. Right? It's just that through situations, I've built a shell.
mm.
And that's just how it is. Now, I mean, what's your take on that before I go on?
Um, hmm. I mean, what happens is your body learns from past experience. Just like if you get cut once, that area gets weak and then it's supposed to like build up and heal. But
Mm-hmm.
the next time, something might be, the same situation might face again, you can try to do something differently because you don't want to get cut, in a sense. So I get what you're saying. In terms of the depression and stuff, because the motivation was partly tied, well, mostly tied in the fact that you and her were together and you liked her, and so this was something you could do together, and
Right.
it's something, yes, although good, this was something you felt that was like totally your thing. Um, people handle rejection, breaking up, and situations very differently. And so, I mean, you had to do that for you to find out what you're made of.
I mean,
What and
that's
therefore, sorry,
mm,
and because of how you heal or whatever, you built up a shell to protect you. You have this mechanism in place to protect your feelings so you don't go back to that dark place. So I totally understand that. What you don't want to do is to be completely cut off from people so that when a good person comes along, you basically would miss that chance. Because nowadays, good people are less patient, and I don't blame them because like
oh, they did. I see good people leave us, and
some that's
that
just,
hurts. Yeah.
I mean, you just that's just what happens, and it's unfortunate. Timing is a hell of a thing, for everybody, and especially for men. I feel because especially men who are a bit more sensitive than the normal male. Because yeah, I'm a sensitive guy. I'm in a group chats and get roasted sometimes. I'm like, all right, fine, I understand the roasting, but why isn't it like when somebody
We
does the same thing I do, no one says anything? So I've sometimes in that group chat I've been very like sensitive to certain things, and even when I've grown that thick shell to don't even care, and I joke, some people don't get my humor because I'm Caribbean, so there's certain things that they won't get, and so it still comes up as me being sensitive, but I'm not anymore. I don't really care. But
did
don't
you work with Damn, I sound like such a pro Black Panther dude. Did you work with white people before? Like as much as we do now?
I, I mean, I don't know. I don't really like white people are in Jamaica, but we don't consider them white. I mean,
Mm,
mm, my first full-on experience working with Caucasians. Uh, I had dealt with consultants before, and you could hear their, oh, the data. I'm like, wait, it's data. The data. I'm like, all right, you Americans just mess up everything. We can't just have nice things. So my first encounter was a consultant, and consultants already have the attitude of not giving a crap. And eventually, the consultants took what we were saying and actually used it when we were telling them you could have given us just a small pay increase rather than spend a bunch of billions of dollars for the consultants to tell you what we have been telling you all along. I
I think
worked at
we
the,
just had a
the,
mini
the
earthquake.
most premier financial institution in Jamaica when I was there. The premier financial institution in Jamaica, but the pay wasn't as good as what I was. No, wasn't even three quarters good, half, one
Was
third.
it Was it called JB? No, that's not
I'm
it.
not gonna I'm not gonna call any names because who knows, but I ain't gonna say none. So, you know, but I think I signed a secrecy after or something. Can't remember.
Yeah. No, the reason I asked that is that one of my coworkers did a comment to me the other day, and I didn't appreciate it much. I mean, it wasn't like a mean comment. It
Who?
was just one of my coworkers. Like but she didn't. I know she didn't mean it in a bad way, but it rubbed me off the wrong way. Um, she doesn't know me. Like she doesn't try to get to know me. I tried to invite her out, like as a friend, just like, hey, we work together, might as well get to know each other, right?
Mm,
And she was like, you know, don't you guys listen to loud music anyways? Referring to my because I wear hip hop t-shirts and stuff like that, right? I
mhm.
was like, no, what do you mean? It's like, yeah, you always wearing these shirts like BIG and like, yeah. So does that mean that you just like these loud type of music? That's why I asked him like it's just the comments that come out their mouth or the things that they say. It's just off putting a little bit.
They don't realize anything that they do. They never realized they were enslaving people. They never realized there were direct benefits of the slave trade. It wasn't their fault that they get to live off the money of the plantation on the backs of our ancestors. It's not. I wasn't a slave. My great great grandfather was a slave owner, so I don't know why you're acting like you don't.
I think the funniest meme I saw the other day was, oh, I don't know why you guys act like this. Slavery was such a long time ago, and the dudes answered me, "Bitch, you talking about my grandma?" Like, it's so recent. Like, it's not that far off. Like, my father is in his 60s.
Hmm,
That's 60 years back, right there.
hmm.
His mother died at 108 years old.
Damn,
So,
y'all niggas live. Sorry, y'all people live long. Why did I say niggas? I live? Sorry
I
about that.
mean, Jamaicans live long too.
Depends. Like not when you're out in these places, but yeah, usually.
I mean, if you, I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all know how to dodge bullets. You know, you shoot them all the time.
Whatever, bro. Whatever.
If you stop. But yeah, so I'm like, basically, if my grandmother was in America, she would have been the closest to slavery. You know, like it's not so far. It's not so far gone. And when other like non Caribbean or non African American blacks kind of shit on how
Mm,
we're so hurt, quote unquote,
mhm,
so defensive about our culture and about who we are, it's it sucks. Like you're telling me that I'm not supposed to empathize with my culture, what my people went through. I'm supposed to just forget it because I didn't personally go through it.
mm,
And you yourself, as a black person, telling me this,
mm, mm,
it's why? Like it makes no sense. But you'll be there's the same people that just like this, like we were talking about, the B Styles and the Black Faces. They're the first person that bumped the new Jay-Z song. They're the first person that know about all this, but you don't care to know about the sufferance of millions of blacks that came to a different country by choice. That
mm.
could have been your cousin. That could have been anybody in your family tree that got caught and sent over here. We didn't get there by choice. We just made it fun.
Right.
We just took.
Someone was asking Darren if the girl lives near Tibaraki. The
Have
girl
you
that.
never? No.
I don't know who's fishing for fishing for information. Yo, them tell you, you got some ninjas out here, see? That they will find it. Stuff. Yeah,
Who was that? Whose username is that? Who asked that
that's
question?
my bro though. So I mean, that's my bro. He we will all work for the same company. So
Okay, okay, okay. Is
also,
he?
what are the laws like in Japan regarding the sacrament cannabis? The laws are you're gonna die, so you're gonna be sent to jail and deported immediately. They don't. There's a zero tolerance for marijuana here.
What is that?
Cannabis.
Who? What is that?
I
Uh,
don't know. I don't know.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. Whew.
Someone asked a question, so I just felt like answering it.
Well, person that is asking that question, if you do come to Japan and you're a user,
I
um,
advise you to chill, bro. Take a break.
advise you to chill and eat a couple brownies on that plane if you can make it that far with it, and enjoy it then, and that's it. Forget about it. It never existed. It's not there. It is not worth the trouble. Not in this country. Have you seen how they treat people in the detention centers?
Nope, I don't want to hear about it. I heard some stuff, but I don't want.
Oh my lord! Like
I'm not getting myself in that. I'm really not getting myself in that. And
it's
like, that's a bad way to think, but yo, I don't want that.
it's not a bad word to think. It's very intense. Like people like Japanese people are very nice, very nice, very nice.
Until
Until you cross it, you don't respect. We were talking about this earlier. You don't respect their rules, or you break their cultural norm.
right.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see the Olympics.
Hmm.
It's going to be interesting to see the Olympics in Japan. I tell you what, if you're not here right now, get a flight. But I ticket now and come admire the show that it'll be. The Olympics in Japan is going to be an interesting moment for the history of this country.
Right.
Although people say it's been done before, it's going to be quite the ride. Someone
And oh, so are you into music, Darren? Can you
Of
do? Are you
course, of
like?
course.
Can you do music like sing or or rap or make beats or what? What do you do?
Oh no, I'm just a avid listener.
Avid listener. Do you listen to Takeoff's last song?
No, the last song. Well, I listen mostly to I listen mostly to like soca.
Oh, it's true.
Don't suck your teeth at me. Soca is the music of anybody that likes to have a good time.
Oh no. There's no. I have no problems with soca because when the girls get to what?
You talking about? I went to was it Gas Panic going to? I went to some club and started playing soca dancehall. I had never seen Japanese people move like this. They was moving like they were from Trinidad. They were like split in the middle. Drop one drop. I was like, what is this? I was so shocked. So shocked.
Really?
They did not dance. They take the culture. That's the one thing. If you if you have an issue with culture vultures,
Don't go to Japan. Don't.
they they know every single move that's out there before you even know every move that's out there.
Jump up, and make me see you. Mm, 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 mm. 3, 4, balance, and then I'm on the bed. Mm.
You can't leave me mid balance now.
Yeah, balance is like you need to just stop it. Stop it. Calm down.
No, balance is I think it was one of the first Caribbean songs I heard, and the way I fell into Caribbean music was my second year of college. I did not know anything about Caribbean music before that. I knew compa because that's where I'm from, but I did not know anything about soca, dancehall, reggae, Afro beats, salsa, and all that stuff. I learned that strictly through college, and it's been an awakening.
Hmm.
Ooh, there's no more questions right now, really? All right, a different topic for a different time that I do have in mind. Um, do you know how just gentrification works, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Japan opened up its borders to a lot
For
of foreigners.
uh-huh.
Do you think that one day we'll end up gentrifying Japan?
They won't allow it. They have
That's the
enough
thing.
barriers to the language barrier alone is going to like just cause like yeah.
I mean, you have entire neighborhoods like in Funabodi, which is full of Indians, right?
Mm.
So, all right. or differently. In France, in damn, in France from 1996 up until 2002 was when a lot of immigrants started coming to France, right?
Mm,
And at first, France was as receptive as Japan is now. Oh, we welcome immigrants, a workforce, work labor. It's amazing, blase, blase. And then
mm,
fast forward to present days, France has kind of changed their outlook in
mm,
general on immigrants and foreigners.
mm,
Do you think Japan will ever get that back? Because right now, they with Shinzo Abe, he's about to welcome in a lot of immigrants that are not high skilled workers. So they're blue collar workers, not blue
mm.
collar, white collar workers. So construction jobs and all that stuff. So what do you think?
Mm. Well, I just think they just want to something there because of the relationship with I call it, they're the so basically they want because just like America, I guess you want to get persons who are willing to work in the factories and because mostly Brazilians work in the factories
Right?
and they come
Brazilians and
across this
Peruvians.
work and pay the pay and go back to they don't really call them just work home. And South Americans, a lot of South Americans work in the factories, Filipinos too. And that's something that a lot of Japanese don't want to do because the Japanese are moving away from those sort of blue collar type jobs. They're more into entertainment. YouTube is becoming a job, like a real legit job here for your kids. Um, Sports as usual, and tennis and the traditional jobs. So the factories and farmers are not finding a lot of those persons. So they need to. Because remember, Japan is basically it depends on the crop from their.
Oh,
Uh,
tap your screen.
oh, my bad. Right. So Japan basically depends on the crop and the produce from their own country because they basically are island by themselves. You know what I mean? So technically, you know, they kind of want to have to get that sorted, and by getting cheaper labor, which is usually what happens when you get foreigners here, for whatever reason, they find a way to make them cheap. Even you know what? Let me not get into
Even
that.
us.
Even yeah, even with us, although technically we get paid more than some of the Japanese teachers in our company based on how it's set up, but they could be paying us a little bit more based on how the company is growing, and they could pay the Japanese teachers some more because of the amount of work they do. But our company is known as a black company in Japan, apparently. So it's something that is a company that work you, and then pay you not the pay is not commensurate with the amount of work that you put in, basically. And so, what happens really for us, I don't know why I'm going in this direction, but if you have a really decent supervisor, it makes your life that much easier.
Oh, I love my
It
PS.
appreciate whatever. But if you have a supervisor that's basically not the best, then you're gonna have a lot of problems with the company. And interesting enough, persons have had conflicts or issues with my supervisor. I have never had an issue with it when I was in my old place. I guess because I understood a lot of persons come. Wow, I've gone way off what you initially talked about. But that's how I am because I think about it and I just put in my head. So what happens is that a lot of persons come to Japan thinking working in Japan is a holiday and a vacation. I don't know why I'm closing my eyes so much. And in doing that, they are unable to they are unable to process that this is an actual job and it is like, and so they are like, oh my god, I want this day because I'm going to go to Tokyo on this day, sir. When they don't realize that they have a job and the supervisor doesn't necessarily have to give you that day. It depends on the
Right.
availability,
Availability.
time in which you send in the request, and all those things. But
I'm guilty of that.
a lot of Americans don't understand.
I was definitely guilty of that my first month. And then as you start working and working, I realized, like I started my blog at first started as a travel blog, right?
Mm,
And I started working, I'm like, I can't travel. This is it's not what I'm here for. I'm here for work.
Adam, go away. Sorry, go ahead, Darren. Sorry.
My fault. So I'm like, I'm here for work. So yeah, I was kind of guilty of that. I was one of those thinking I'll be here having a good time. But now that I take my job a lot more seriously, I have a lot more fun than I did my first month. You know, especially during training. During training, I was a head ass. Oh, I was a head ass.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I would be ahead as if you had a trainer like that person.
I told you who I had, right?
Huh?
I told you who I had, right?
As a trainer,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
not a FLT. No, I'm talking about your trainer.
My trainer. Yeah, I told you who I had, right?
S.
Yeah, yeah.
He that brother, that brother.
He's great as a person. He's amazing, but
I don't know about that. I don't know.
well, I guess because you see how I am. I see the positivity in most people I talk to. I try to, right? But he, as a person, he's amazing. Off work, great person. But, but as a trainer, he's intense. He's cool. He's very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
he lost touch. I think he lost touch with people. So yeah, I wanted to talk to you about this too. So my brother here is Haitian as well. Don't let him fool you. He is one of the Jamaican Luke Cage people. He's one of the season two Luke Cage type people. Um, so culturally, I wanted to discuss this. I know somebody's gonna watch this, but I don't care right now. So tell me about the culture in Haiti. Um, like, all right, let me just ask you this because you were in a bad place at one point. Like dating Haitian girl. Have you ever dated a Haitian girl?
That girl was a Haitian girl.
Jesus. All right, so I will not fall into that trap. Okay. Oh, Adam, a trainer that we both work with the same company. That trainer kind of me. Um, mm, So, like, what is the dating culture like with American Haitians or Haitians? Like, no, I'm just asking because, like, well, oh,
Well,
sorry,
yeah.
I'm first,
With
first.
your situation, we had a few words already.
Mhm,
Um, Haitian women, like most Caribbean women, are very headstrong,
mhm,
right? So they will give you an outline of what they want to do
mhm,
and how they want things to progress.
mhm,
You have two options:
mhm,
follow or don't follow.
mhm,
Now, if you follow too much, you're a sucker. You have no balls. She doesn't want you. If you don't follow enough, you're a waste of time, a waste of air. Why am I even wasting my time with you? You have no avenue or nothing. So like a lot of black Caribbean women, Haitian women are just very headstrong and they know what they want.
mhm.
They will give you an outline, literally give you the outline, and it's up to you to follow it or not. But at the same time, that same outline is a trap and it's a game.
Mhm.
I don't know if I can make it any clearer than that, but that's just how.
So, question: was it all right? Before you into that, no, I figured out certain things with my situation still, so
Mm,
it's whatever. But I realized that a lot. Um,
talk.
I was gonna say, oh, wow, I think yeah, I'm getting waved now. Hold on. Yep, it's kicking in now. That alcohol. I didn't eat, so really, I had this one little sauce hamburger, whatever. Right. I forgot me to call after this. It's not gonna be a good thing to talk. Um, I was asking you like, so was like right. So, gosh. So have what why am I asking a question? Right. Hold on, let me put it on me. Yes. Was how important is sex to you in a relationship as a Haitian male?
Very.
Very important.
It's very important. But like I said, I'm working on myself to the point that I am denying opportunities. It's it's important because all right. Do you believe in soul ties?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's real. It's
it's
because
real.
is sex is supposed to be, sex is spiritual, bro.
It
Sex
is.
is spiritual, and it was meant to be meant. It was meant for blah, blah. It was only meant for A and B to have it, and not A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So each time you have sex, there's a spiritual connection, and that's how people get sprung. And they call, "Oh, I'm sprung. I can't," It's because your spirit is tied to that
Connected
person
to the wrong person.
because
Yeah.
of sex.
So with that in mind, sex is important to me in a relationship because it also affirms connections. Just like you can get strong with someone, it's
Mhm,
also a way to affirm the connection that you have with that person.
mhm.
That's me.
So if how do you know when the box is trash?
Have you ever had trash box? That's the one thing I don't understand. Like to me, it's like there's no such thing as a trash box. There's a trash person attached to that box, or a trash person attached to the dick. At the end of the day, women have 1,200 nerve cells down there, and men have 800. It's going to feel almost the same with any person that you have. It's just that person able to fulfill you? That's it. Sex is also a mental game.
Hmm. Ah. So question. Let's do that. So this is interesting. So you're telling me that box size or the proclivities that are, why am I using proclivities there? That's not what I want to say. So you're telling me box size or dick size,
Cavities.
grip, kegels, whatever, doesn't matter. It's basically mostly a mental thing. So a homie with a less than impressive package and a girl, actually, I feel it's actually more mental, to be honest. It's and also what society says or feeds into people's brains that needs to be done
You
or what's acceptable. Because, like,
do you know what the basic thing is, right? I mean, I might be ignorant. Maybe I'm just dumb.
mhm,
One of the things that leads with sex, and the reason like oh, sex with that person is so good
mhm,
is how many of these connectors these nerve endings does that person really hit,
mhm,
right? Because sex releases the things is it endorphins, like whichever one of the things that make you feel happy.
mhm.
I forgot which one it's called. The one of the synapse
Endorphins.
endorphins, right?
Mhm,
So that's what sex releases in you. So if that person is able to hit a lot of nerves while you guys are having sex, you will feel joy, and all of a sudden, yo, I had the best sex in the world with such and such.
mhm.
Anything else is secondary. So yeah, I might not be the most popular dude after saying that, but by women, but the size of the package or how tight your walls are do not matter.
You just a homie just needs to hit those senses
That's all it
somehow,
is.
some way.
Some
Hit.
way. I mean, if there's any female in the chat that will, you know, agree with me, a lot of women have more pleasure being fingered than actually having sex
Or oral sex.
or oral sex.
No, I
And
heard this.
and because these things by my no. Uh right. So these things are just within. It's just the fact that that person using their finger, the tongue, whatever is hitting a lot more of these nerve senses within the
Mhm.
vagina.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Beerus is asking, and I'm saying this because people who watch the live stream are going to ask me, why am I talking about bitches? But Mr. Beerus is asking, have both of you been in a quote unquote relationship with a Japanese woman?
No.
Yes.
And you're alive?
Yeah, I've been in a relationship with a Japanese woman that dated her for 5 months and didn't work out because she said she just didn't see me as a lover. And then there was this other one. I don't want to talk about it, but I went somewhere where I was supposed to go, and yeah.
The thing I've noticed with a lot of Japanese women and Japanese culture in general, once a Japanese woman gets attached to you, she gets attached to you.
Hmm.
Uh, there's I'm not too sure if the numbers right, but from what I've seen, there's very, very low divorce rates. There's none of that. Like they just like you said, they'll date. If they don't feel like it's not gonna work out, it's not gonna go far, they end it. Um, Japanese women are savage. Um, but that's just because of the society they live in. They just want to be prosperous, and they want to see their man being prosperous from the jump. Like, and plus, they most of them get in a relationship from high school, and they don't leave that person ever.
Mm. What? Well, the thing is, is that like really the whole system here is kind of like
Patriarchal.
messed up because like the guys don't like if the guys, yeah, I went to ban you. The guys like basically when they get married, guys don't want to have sex with women who are mothers, right? Because they
Right.
see them as mothers. So if you are married to somebody and you have a baby, then the mother also kind of say, no, no, no time for sex. I have to give all my love to my baby because they can't multitask. I'm like, girl, if I'm married to you, I'm gonna need some sex, all right? And so I don't know how that's gonna work out. Two, other men don't know how to express themselves openly or express themselves romantically, Japanese men. So when the woman meet a foreigner that says, oh my God, you look nice today. Did you cut your hair? Oh my God, it's really nice. And you notice those small changes. She's like, why I can't get all of this from my man? And then it becomes a competition. And then sometimes the foreigner gets a chance to get in and he gets in and does what he has to do, and sometimes the relationship ends up being until the point of divorce, or sometimes men get caught and the husband tries to call the police to try and get them arrested. But the point is you need to be careful. And it's really to find somebody that you mesh with and think and you share certain values, you know what I mean? But yeah.
I yeah, that's definitely key. You have to find somebody that has similar values as you. And being a black man in Japan, I don't think I will find that in a Japanese woman. And especially the way I think and the way I function is going to be like either some very extreme chance,
Mm.
but I don't see myself dating a Japanese person.
You'll be surprised. And sometimes, how will I say this now? Like if you've been here long enough and nothing happens, then
No, okay, don't get me wrong. When I first came here, I was like, I'm not attracted to Asian women. Now that I see them, I'm like, oh, okay, she's cute. She looks good. Like, but it's still not my preference. You know,
mm.
it's just that you just notice things.
Mm.
At the end of the day, I'm still a man.
Oh, I see. Well, they might have to get very friendly with Honey, Honey Palmer. Huh.
uh,
I hope you got that reference because that's a Jamaican Caribbean thing.
oh no, we did. We in
Honey,
in
Honey Palmer.
in Florida, we have Pamela Anderson.
Okay, got you, Pamela. I don't bust on no hoes, bro. You guys, please, guys, ask some more questions. We're gonna be wrapping up in about
So
5 minutes because homie got to wake up for his live stream stuff. I mean, wake up for his 5 o'clock thing. I
yep.
gotta go to bed. And I didn't
And
know the conversation was flowing so swimmingly well. And so
all
yeah.
right,
Last
so
5 minutes. So please
let's
guys,
do this. Let
questions.
me let me ask you guys a question, and you can tell me what they say. So, for those of you that are not in Japan, or what is one really pressing thing that you have? What's one really pressing question that you have?
So again, for those in Japan, what is one really pressing issue or question you may have for Sir Darren, the researcher?
That's all I do out here. I feel so. You put it that way, I feel so sad. I mean, I just find like cultures in different countries just interesting in general. Yo, have you had an earthquake today?
I don't recall.
Okay, because I had one in my classroom and then my kids looked at me crazy.
Oh, baby, you. Ooh,
No, no questions.
ooh. I'm waiting on them to come through, if there are any. If not, I'll just end this and go to my bed. Oh, 90 minutes ago. Oh, 1 hour 30 minutes. Oh, this homie is trying to look at the flick of the. No, he's whipping. He's milli whopping. There we go.
Media rocking all day.
Hey, give me the-
I had my CIB kids do that today.
You had your what?
The CIB kids.
Oh, they were milli whopping with you?
Yeah, well, the boy asked me to teach him a handshake, and I'm not gonna teach you a handshake, but I'll teach you this. So I need to learn how to play this game. No, all right.
All up in the phone player. Wallet! Hey! 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 Sorry. No questions, and I'm ready to go. Like
All
literally.
right.
All
Oh
right,
yeah.
so guys, we're wrapping up now. So please tell Darren. Please make sure you hit it up, Darren. Darren in. Why am I not on the screen? Hold on, because people are gonna cuss me. Please make sure you hit up Darren in Japan. Let him know that I sent you. And please check out his subscribe to him. Darren in Japan. He's on YouTube and Instagram. You can find him there. Subscribe to him, check out his videos, comment, and I will see y'all pretty soon. Darren, you have anything to say to the people then before we leave?
Yeah, there's give a quick plug. So on Instagram, you'll have daily stories that are 1 minute long about just something random that I'm going through. On YouTube, you'll find some travel videos, and you'll also find just like there's some research topics and things that I think about. Um, uh, in no form, no way, I don't want anybody to think that I don't like Japan. I love this country. That's why I chose to be here. And yeah, I mean, it's just that not everything is so romantic about the country, so it has to be talked about. That's it.
Okay, you hit it here first.
All
All
right,
right,
folks.
people. We out here.
Buenas noches. Good night and peace.
Mm-hmm.